TV soap news and spoilers in the sultry, shadow-laden world of Beyond the Gates, where opulence masks deception and every whispered secret threatens to shatter lives, Martin stands at the precipice of a cataclysm. The air is thick with tension as his carefully curated existence teeters on the edge of collapse. Will Martin, the enigmatic figure at the heart of this gripping drama, be ensnared by the tendrils of his buried past? Will the truth, long suppressed, erupt with devastating consequences, dragging him into a vortex of ruin? As the story unfolds, the stakes have never been higher, and the specter of exposure looms like a storm cloud over the pristine fairways of the country club. Let us delve into the labyrinth of Martin's life, where every step is fraught with danger, and every glance conceals a motive. The country club, a bastion of privilege and power, is where the drama reaches a fever pitch. Amid the clinking of champagne flutes and the murmured pleasantries of the elite, Martin's world is pierced by a chilling intrusion. A mysterious man, cloaked in the guise of a waiter, leans close, his breath hot against Martin's ear. "What color is your money?" he whispers, the words slithering into Martin's consciousness like a venomous serpent. The phrase is not new, it is a ghost from his past, a refrain that echoes through the fractured corridors of his memory. In fleeting, fevered flashbacks, we see glimpses of a younger Martin, his hands trembling, his eyes darting, as those same words were hissed in a dimly lit alley, the air heavy with the scent of desperation and betrayal. This cryptic taunt is no mere coincidence. It is a deliberate strike, a warning that someone knows what Martin has fought so hard to bury. The question reverberates: what is the nature of Martin's secret? Is it tied to ill-gotten wealth, a shady deal that stained his hands with metaphorical blood? Or is it something darker, a transgression so heinous that its exposure could cost him not just his reputation but his freedom? The phrase, "What color is your money?" suggests a connection to financial misdeeds, perhaps embezzlement, bribery, or a pact with unsavory forces. Whatever the truth, it is a secret that has haunted Martin for years, gnawing at the edges of his sanity and threatening to unravel the life he has built with his husband, Smitty. The mysterious man, we soon learn, is named Kenny, a figure as slippery as he is menacing. His presence at the country club, masquerading as a waiter, is no accident. Kenny is a predator, stalking Martin and his associate Vernon with the precision of a hunter closing in on wounded prey. But Martin is no passive victim. Driven by a cocktail of fear, anger, and defiance, he corners Kenny in a secluded corner of the club, the polished veneer of civility giving way to raw confrontation. The scene crackles with intensity, Martin's eyes blaze with a mix of dread and resolve, while Kenny's smirk betrays a confidence born of holding the upper hand. "What do you want?" Martin demands, his voice low but trembling with barely contained fury. Kenny's response is maddeningly cryptic, his words laced with mockery. "Just checking on an old friend," he says, his gaze piercing, as if he can see straight through Martin's facade to the guilt-ridden soul beneath. The exchange is a high-stakes dance, each man probing for weakness, each aware that a single misstep could prove fatal. Kenny's knowledge of Martin's secret is undeniable, but his motives remain shrouded. Is he a blackmailer, seeking to extort Martin for a share of his tainted wealth? Or does he harbor a deeper grudge, a personal vendetta rooted in the murky events of Martin's past? The confrontation yields no clear answers, only more questions. Kenny slips away, leaving Martin reeling, his mind a storm of paranoia and calculation. The encounter is a turning point, a moment that crystallizes the danger Martin faces. He can no longer ignore the shadows closing in, he must act, but how? To confront the threat head-on risks exposing himself, while inaction invites disaster. The drama of Beyond the Gates thrives on this knife-edge tension, drawing viewers into Martin's spiraling descent as he grapples with the consequences of his choices. At home, Martin's turmoil finds no respite. His husband, Smitty, is a beacon of concern and compassion, but also a mirror reflecting Martin's unraveling state. Smitty, with his earnest eyes and gentle voice, urges Martin to seek help for what he believes are hallucinations, vivid, tormenting visions that plague Martin's nights and seep into his days. "You're not yourself," Smitty pleads, his hands clasped tightly around Martin's, as if he could anchor him to reality through sheer force of love. "These dreams, these voices, they're tearing you apart. Let me help you." But Martin, stubborn and prideful, refuses to heed Smitty's advice. To admit to hallucinations would be to acknowledge weakness, to open a door he has kept firmly locked. Perhaps he fears that seeking help would lead to questions he cannot answer, or that the truth of his hallucinations is not madness but memory, fragments of his secret clawing their way to the surface. The phrase, "What color is your money?" is no delusion. It is a tether to a past he cannot escape. Martin's defiance is both his armor and his Achilles heel, a refusal to confront his demons that only hastens their approach. Smitty's role in the story adds a layer of emotional depth, grounding the high-stakes drama in the intimate struggles of a relationship strained by secrets. His love for Martin is unwavering, yet tinged with frustration and fear. As he watches his husband slip further into a maelstrom of paranoia and denial, Smitty's own resolve strengthens. The latest trailer for Beyond the Gates hints that Smitty is embarking on a mission to expose secrets, a quest that promises to shake the foundations of their world. But whose secrets will he uncover? Are they tied to Martin's hidden past, or do they involve another player in this intricate web of deception? Enter Detective Marcel Malone, a figure whose presence in Beyond the Gates adds another layer of intrigue. Malone is a man of sharp intellect and unrelenting determination, his badge a symbol of authority that casts a long shadow over the narrative. The trailer suggests that Malone, too, harbors a secret, one that may intersect with Martin's in ways neither man anticipates. Is Malone pursuing Martin, piecing together clues that point to his illicit past? Or is the detective himself compromised, his own hidden truth a vulnerability that could be exploited by those who know where to look? The possibility that Smitty's mission to expose secrets could involve Malone raises the stakes to dizzying heights. If Smitty uncovers evidence that links Martin to a crime, will his love for his husband compel him to protect him, or will his sense of justice demand accountability? And if Malone's secret is exposed, will it derail his investigation, or will it draw him deeper into Martin's orbit, forging an uneasy alliance or a deadly rivalry? The interplay of these characters, Martin, Smitty, Kenny, and Malone, creates a tapestry of suspense, where every thread pulls tighter with each revelation. The specter of prison looms large over Martin's story, a consequence that would strip away his wealth, his status, and his freedom. If his secret is financial in nature, say, embezzlement or fraud, the legal ramifications could be severe, with years behind bars and a tarnished name. But if the secret is darker, perhaps involving violence or betrayal, the consequences could be even more dire. The trailer's ominous tone, coupled with the recurring motif of, "What color is your money?" suggests that Martin's past is tied to a transaction, a deal that left scars both literal and figurative. The question of whether Martin will face prison hinges on the actions of those around him. Kenny's knowledge makes him a wild card, capable of exposing Martin for profit or revenge. Smitty's quest for truth could inadvertently, or intentionally, lead to Martin's downfall. And Malone's investigation, if it targets Martin, could be the final nail in his coffin. Yet Martin is not without agency. His confrontation with Kenny shows a man willing to fight, to protect what he has built at any cost. But will his efforts be enough, or will they only hasten his demise? As Beyond the Gates hurtles toward its climax, the narrative pulses with a sense of impending reckoning. Martin's story is a microcosm of the show's broader themes, the fragility of privilege, the weight of secrets, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The country club, with its manicured lawns and gleaming facades, is a fitting stage for this drama, a place where appearances are everything and betrayal lurks beneath the surface. Every character is a player in this high-stakes game, their motives and allegiances shifting like sand. The phrase, "What color is your money?" is more than a taunt. It is a challenge, a demand for Martin to confront the cost of his choices. As Kenny's whispers echo in his ears, as Smitty's pleas grow more desperate, and as Malone's shadow draws closer, Martin must decide whether to run, to fight, or to surrender? The answers lie in the secrets he has buried, secrets that are clawing their way to the light. Will Martin be caught? Will his past drag him into the abyss, or will he find a way to outmaneuver his enemies? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.